Hey gang, Mocha Boy here. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning back in. So we're going to be covering a few things today. We're going to do the wrap up from this most recent clan war with Wolf's Law, and I'll just cover some basic news and odds and ends. Nothing too crazy here. So first things first, let's just go into the trophy count here. One thing I did want to point out is a big congratulations to Chris, one of the other co-leaders, for finally hitting Masters last night. He hit that wall that was 2,500, 2,550 trophies, and he went up, went down, went up, went down, went through the basic same highs and lows that the rest of us that went for Masters hit. So, it requires a pretty significant amount of dedication just to get past that last bit of trophies to push through into Masters. But he did it. He's up there. He's coasting through right now, and kind of taking a look at the lay of the land. But one of the things that I did want to point out about this push to Masters, there's this quote in the climbing community about folks who like to say that they climbed Mount Everest. Sherpas in Nepal like to say, you don't climb Mount Everest, you sneak up her back while she's not looking, and you get off before she notices. And it's a lot like that. The climb to Masters is you really got to sneak up there real fast, just punch through that last bit of resistance, and get in, collect your 1,000 gems, and then just get the hell out as fast as you can. But Chris has the resources to defend himself pretty well up there, and I think he's going to find there's quite a bit of dark elixir up there and balloonable bases, so he's going to have some fun raiding in Masters. But again, a big thanks to Ryan for pushing us all to go see how far we could push our forces, and the answer to that question was very far. Again, just a big welcome to all the new guys. We have, I believe, Kevin H., who comes to us from another Reddit clan, and who else did we add this week? Actually, not too many folks. We only lost one person this last season, and we're doing well with the core of folks that we have. So good stuff there. Let's see, donations. Everyone's doing great on donations as usual. Hutch is absolutely crushing the numbers. And everybody's doing a great job, just donating well beyond that 350 minimum. I mean, that's in place just to make sure that people stay active. I mean, it's more symbolic than anything else. But if you guys ever find yourself in a scenario where you're not going to be able to play for a week or two for whatever reason, I mean, hey, life happens. Just send us a message on Reddit or post up in the subreddit and let us know. We're pretty relaxed as far as time off is concerned. We just need to know, because if you don't tell us and then you come back and the league's over and you haven't met your donations, you will automatically get kicked. It's nothing personal. It's just how we keep things moving in the clan. But if that does happen, just re-request. You probably won't have any trouble getting back in. But anyway, so let's take a look at the war log. Came in. We got matched up with Wolf's Law. Pretty decent matchup just in terms of base levels. I mean, we had a few more Town Hall 10s than they did, but they have a level cap of about, I think, 70. So their bases were pretty well matched. I mean, they had a pretty good distribution. It wasn't like they had 10 Town Hall 10s and then 10 Town Hall 7s. They had a nice distribution of Town Hall 8s and Town Hall 9s throughout. And one of the things that we did notice about this team is that they were eager to use their hogs, even if they weren't level 4. They did them, and they sent them out anyway. And they ran into bases like this one. So let's take a look at. Hang on a second. Got a couple of fun replays to show you. So when I saw this pop up in the replays, I was like, huh, that's a little strange. 2%, who does 2%? So the lure comes in from the top left, it only sends in one hog. I mean, really what you have to do is send in 3 so that they can last long enough to dump the castle out. Right now, this pause is him counting up all of the troops to see if he pulled everybody out. He's realizing that he didn't, so he sends in that last third hog to go. So he didn't bring any other troops with him. So he thought he might be able to take this out with a few archers and maybe his clan castle. So it brings everybody out, gets them out of range of the defenses, starts his troop drop. He's probably got about 10 or 15 archers, probably drop his clan castle in just a few, realizes he doesn't have enough to take him out, drops all of his hogs, and watch what happens. Shortest raid in history. Fantastic. And if you're the opposing clan and you happen to be watching this video, just to let you know, we change up our bases every week. So traps are going to be in different places all the time, so don't worry about that. Let's take a look at. So yeah, that was some good fun there. I want to get to some of the high level replays here because we ran into some pretty tough bases here. Let's see, was it this guy or this guy? Not this one. Okay, it was this one. So this is what this is it's a derivative of a hog ring / moat base, and you know that this moat puts a physical amount of distance between all of the other structures and what's inside. So no matter what happens, you'll end up kind of taking the scenic route around the base. There is a way to attack this, but I'll show you that in just a sec. The other thing is these buildings here all comprise the inner hog ring, and notice the expos are all pointed down. Now in a situation like this, these are actually pretty susceptible to air attacks, so you could go in here with say some dragons or even balloonians, like high-level balloonians, and just completely wipe the space out. Now the trick with doing this is breaking the hog ring, and the way that you break the hog ring is you take out you take out this defense, and the Tesla that's probably hiding in here. There's always little, there's always something there to complete the chain of defenses. So, Town Hall 9, 4 Teslas. You would have to take out this guy, and then send in about a third of your forces to take out these guys, and then start luring out the clan castle. Because you have to get your troops inside this trigger range right there to start dumping out that clan castle. Now, if and when you do that, probably the best bet is to just go in with a lightning and take them out, because you're not going to have time to lure all of them out into a corner. So you take them out, lightning bolt them, take care of the you would take care of the heroes separately, off in a corner somewhere. And then at that point, once you have these guys taken out, you've got the clan castle dumped out, you've got the barbarian king and the queen taken out, then you can start your attack. Now, because you've broken the hog ring, what'll end up happening is once you deploy your troops, they'll go straight into the core. This is an extremely difficult strategy to execute, but that typically is the way that you do it. You would send in a third of your forces to take them out, and then once everything is clear, then send everything in. That's if you were using hogs. If you were using balloonians, then you would, let's see, you've got your choice here. I mean, since this AD's on the edge, you could just take that guy out. But the same thing would apply. You would start your attack on the outside. Hang on a second, let me go from the top here. You would start your attack on the outside with about a third of your troops, and then start with this string of defenses. And then that will give your balloons clean access into the core of the base. They should, anyway. But this is what makes these bases so hard to handle, because you have to handle them in stages. So let's take a look at... Steve actually went in here with a dragon attack, and was able to get, I think, a couple of stars. Since the ADs were on the edge, it wasn't a problem. He was able to go straight into the core of the base. But, this is where dragon pathing gets really tricky. Having high-level heroes at this point and high-level dragons plus a lot of rages helps. But, we were able to take at least 1 star on that base, so good job there. Now let's take a look at some of the other bases. There was one other one. Okay. So number 10, the first attempt on this base got stopped only because they couldn't grab the player couldn't grab the entire clan castle. So in here, I sent in 3 hogs to take out that, and I got it within about a sliver of its life, but it just wasn't enough. But there were only three troops in the clan castle, so it wasn't too big of an issue luring them out. And we'll talk about this later, but there's a trick to the way that we populate our defenses. Anyway, grab them, drop the Barbarian King. Barbarian King immediately goes for the Archer Queen, and then I've got about 30 troops laid out for the rest of the trash. At this point, I deploy in 2 strings down into the corner, plus 1 to take out that middle. And what that'll do is that'll send them on a straight path throughout the base. I save my heals for the first third and heal pretty early because they've already started taking a lot of damage from these mortars. But notice, they're going down in this is one of the issues with symmetrical bases. They're kind of traveling in a set of waves at the same rate. And once you get down to this area here, you can just drop that 3rd heal to heal the majority of what's left. And at that point, there's nothing left in the base. Now this was the good raid. Unfortunately, I tried this on a base just 1 more higher, and I tried to push the heals and was not successful. That's what happens when you push that strategy. So let's take a look at some of these other ones. Let's see. Sananor, who finally got his first 3-star with a hog attack. So this is the number 19 base. Not too much of an issue with pulling out the clan castle. He sent in 3 hogs to dump them out. Only about 6 or 7 troops in there, so no big deal. But once he has them, starts pulling them off over into the corner, and let's see how he deploys his CC counter. Now what's really interesting about this is that these guys are all vulnerable. So if see, he drops in his barbarians right behind him and immediately starts taking out the wizards. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward. Starts his attack early, deploys in 2 strings, immediately hits one of the first traps. This was a completely hoggable base because there's no room internally for any traps. And once that first heal goes down, regardless of what level they're at, especially as you start to take down the splash defenses, it's pretty much all over at that point. Now, if there were more space internally here for traps, it might have been I might have been concerned, but so it looks like Sananor had a few peel off in this direction, but he made the decision to heal the main group up here, which turned out to be a great decision. And mind you, the entire time they're inside, just completely gutting this base, they're completely bypassing the traps that were laid out everywhere else. So that's one of the wonderful things about these. You kind of just direct them around the base. Saved his last heal for that grouping right there, but there's no splash left. It's all point defenses. So he's got more than enough hogs to completely take out this base. Now the one issue with this raid was that there wasn't enough DPS left to really take this out. So if anything had happened to the hogs and he was down to 3, he probably would not have 3-starred this base. But I'm wrong. He saved some. Okay, good job. So anyway, the thing to bear in mind is that when you deploy your CC counter, you always want to try to deploy them in the general vicinity of where you're deploying your hogs, because you want that DPS to continue rolling through the base. You don't ever want to find yourself in a situation where you lose all your hogs and you've got nothing left to take out the rest of the base. So great job there. Congratulations on that win. And we've got another up-and-coming hogger. Let me see if I can find his raid. So looks like Sananor picked up another 3-star there. Oops, hang on a second, I'm reading the wrong. Okay, so Sananor took out that guy. So Johnny, Ryan, Hutch, Easy Genius. Got a lot of great 3-star dragon raids down below. Oh, here was one I wanted to pick out. I love watching this guy's replays because he always, Soji has a particular talent for understanding how to break rings. Now watch what he does here. Pretty standard. Take out that 3rd lightning bolt so that you only 3rd AD, so you only have to deal with these 2. And these are level 5s, which they can give you a little bit of trouble, but because they're so close, they're only 2 layers of defenses out from the edge of the base. And this one, only has these to have to deal with. So he drops his Barbarian King, immediately starts to take out the trash buildings. And this is important so that when the dragons finally do come in, they can just focus on a direct path into the base. That's what he's done by removing those 2 structures there. And a lot of times it's all you need. So with those guys gone, he drops only 2 again to start removing that trash. Drops these here to start removing that trash. And you always want to start with the trash first so that the core of your raiding army will just automatically go straight for the air defenses. And that's exactly what happened. You had one tanking while these 2 guys were going in there and wiping that out. And once you get those air defenses down, I mean, that's game over. So great job picking apart that defense. And let's take a look at, okay, so Steve, what did Steve do here? That was, okay, let's take a look at one of, I forgot what he did here, but this seemed pretty interesting. Now I know a few of you guys had asked about what it takes to really to lure a castle. I mean, understanding how to get the trigger range, that's pretty simple. You just click on the clan castle. But really, what it is just dropping barbarians, or dropping troops within the trigger range of any of the troops that you're trying to lure. The question of how many had come up. Now, see, the part of the trouble with luring troops is that a lot of them move at different rates. The Barbarian King is slow, the Dragons are slow, Wizards are really slow, but then the Archer Queen is fast, and Archers are fast. So they all come at you at different speeds. That and the fact that the Archer Queen is also ranged. Now, the ideal situation is where you can take out the Archer Queen before you have to deal with the Barbarian King. Otherwise, you'll have her plinking away at you while the Barbarian King is wiping out your DPS. But generally speaking, if you go in with about 15 Archers and 15 Barbarians plus a couple of Wizards, that's more than enough to take them out. I like to pack my CC with about 6 Wizards, just to counter scenarios like that. Oh, wow, really interesting thing that happened there. So this base got some hog leakage into the core, regardless of the fact that this was a hog ring. So I don't know if that's a defect in the base or something that Steve did it earlier. Oh, you know what? I realized what he did. He probably took out a couple of the defenses here to break the defense ring and then redirect the hog straight into the core of the base. But once he's got that, and he's got the inner defenses down, he can just start dropping his DPS in here to start making his way towards the... oh, I mean, look at that. Oh, my lord. 12 Wizards. Yeah. That was more than enough DPS to take this out. So, let's see. Good fun. That's one of the nice things about having the extra troop capacity, and just an awesome way to core the base. You don't have to 3-star them. I mean, a lot of times if we can just 2-star these top bases, our defenses typically hold up pretty well. They're up against massively upgraded forces, but so long as we're starring throughout the range, we're typically in good shape. So nice raid there. Nice raid. All right. Okay, this was the last one I wanted to show. So Montresor, one of our up-and-coming Bacon Riders. I think he's somewhere in the 20-something rank, decided to take on the number 7. And I believe he did this with level 3 hogs. Now, mind you, we did have one of our high-level bases taken out by level 2 hogs, so don't think it can't be done. It's if the clan castle only has a few troops in it, like 3 troops, and it's an easy lure, 30, 34 level 2 hogs is enough to take out even a level 9, a Town Hall 9 base. So lore was pretty clear here. Only 7 troops in the clan castle. Dropped his string of archers and wizards to take out the rest of the defending troops, but drops his clan castle there just to make sure. I mean, this was pretty close. He only got down to about 2 archers at that point. But he's coming in here with level 3 hogs, and he's only got 3 heals. So I mean, smartly, he's dropping them early to make sure that he can at least get past the first 2/3 of the base, and then once he's done with that, his DPS will just roll in and then take out that town hall there. So yeah, I mean, at this point, this is where you start to see, it's not exactly a shortcoming, but even level 3 hogs are extremely powerful, but they just don't have the hit points and the DPS to really push through a lot of the remaining defenses. But it doesn't matter. I mean, try to consider the fact that he's level 20, or he was ranked 20 something, and he was able to take out a number 7 base with that attack. This is one of the key points of our strategies, is that we can attack throughout the range regardless of our rank. And as we come into new attack capabilities, go wipe, go wee wee, hogs, what have you, we can deploy these attacks in a strategic fashion and make sure that we're using our attacks smartly. So when we're up against when we're outmatched, against a much tougher opponent, this is when these attacks will come in handy. So keep that in mind. Again, if you're faced with the dilemma of, do I upgrade Hogs 4 versus anything else, short of the Barbarian King to level 5, I would say just go with Hogs until they're level 4. It's a decision you won't regret. So yeah, great job all around. You saw some fantastic raids, some really creative pulling. Just remember, the standard loadout for a Hog army is 3 heals, not rages. There is a time to use rages with respect to Hogs, but that's only at high level raids when you're dealing with Inferno towers and high level Inferno towers for that matter. So I mean, somebody tried that against my base, and it didn't end well for them, because again, the Hogs, they have the DPS. What they don't have is the hit points. So that's, in order to unlock that strategy, what you have to do is go in with 3 heals. So again, great job all around. We everybody walked away with fantastic loot. We had 82 out of 90 attacks, and with a bunch of folks just deferring towards the end because we knew we were going to win. We're going to be starting up the search again later on tonight, so start building up your reserves, and we'll see you online. Take care.